Muhammad was born in Mecca, a bustling city that was a significant center of trade and culture in the Arabian Peninsula. Around the year 570 CE, a time marked by tribal conflicts and a rich tapestry of traditions. He belonged to the respected Quraysh tribe, which played a pivotal role in the social and economic life of Mecca. The Quraysh were responsible for the Kaaba, a sacred shrine in Mecca that attracted pilgrims from all over the region. Even before Islam, the Kaaba was a holy place where people came from all over Arabia to worship, bringing with them various idols and deities. Muhammad was orphaned at a young age, losing both his parents early in life, and was raised by his grandfather and later by his uncle Abu Talib. As a young man, Muhammad was known for his honesty and trustworthiness, qualities that earned him the admiration of his peers. He was called Al-Amin, meaning the trustworthy, a title that reflected his impeccable character. This reputation earned him respect among the people of Mecca, making him a well-regarded figure in the community. He worked as a trader, and became known for his fairness in business, dealing justly with everyone he encountered. Despite the materialism and the bustling trade of Mecca, Muhammad was a deeply spiritual person. He would often retreat to the nearby mountains for solitude and reflection, seeking peace away from the chaos of the city. He was troubled by the social injustices and idolatry prevalent in Mecca, feeling a deep sense of unease about the moral state of his society. He longed for a purer form of faith, one that transcended the idol worship and moral corruption he saw around him. Little did he know, a profound experience awaited him that would change the course of history and shape the future of millions. At the age of 40, Muhammad had a life-altering experience. He was meditating in the cave of Hira, outside Mecca, when he received his first revelation from God through the angel Gabriel. This profound moment changed the course of history. This event marked the beginning of his prophetic mission, a journey that would transform the spiritual landscape of the world. Terrified by the encounter, the angel Gabriel commanded him to recite. These words echoed in his mind. Muhammad began to preach the message he received, sharing the divine revelations with those around him, calling people to worship the one true God, Allah. His message was clear and powerful. He emphasized the importance of compassion, justice, and unity, urging people to live righteous lives. This message resonated with many, particularly the poor and marginalized, who found hope and solace in his words, who were drawn to his message of equality and social justice. His teachings began to spread rapidly. The core of his message was simple. There is only one God, and we must submit to his will. This fundamental belief became the cornerstone of Islam. Muhammad's message was not well received by everyone in Mecca. The wealthy and powerful felt threatened. His message of monotheism challenged their authority and disrupted the established social order. This led to opposition and persecution of Muhammad and his followers. The early Muslims faced ridicule, abuse, and even violence. Some were tortured, while others were boycotted. Despite this, their faith remained strong. They found solace and strength in their shared beliefs. A small group of Muslims seeking refuge migrated to Abyssinia, where the Christian king welcomed them. As the persecution intensified, Muhammad received an invitation. He and his followers were invited to settle in Yathrib. This city was later renamed Medina. This migration, known as the Hijra, took place in 622 CE. It marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. The Hijra was a turning point in Islamic history. It marked the beginning of a Muslim community. In Medina, Muhammad established a social order based on Islamic principles. He acted as a spiritual leader. He also acted as a political leader. He laid the foundation for a thriving Muslim society. In Medina, Muhammad established a constitution. This document, known as the Constitution of Medina, outlined the rights and responsibilities of Muslims and non-Muslims. It promoted peaceful coexistence and cooperation among different tribes. This charter established Medina as a sacred space. It was a place of refuge for all who embraced its principles. Muhammad's leadership was instrumental in uniting the diverse tribes of Medina. He preached a message of brotherhood and equality. He established laws and institutions. These laws and institutions ensured justice and fairness for all. He also led military campaigns against hostile tribes. These campaigns were primarily defensive. They were necessary to protect the nascent Muslim community. The early Muslim community faced numerous military challenges. The Battle of Badr, in 624 CE, was the first major battle between Muslims and the Meccans. Despite being outnumbered, the Muslims were victorious. This victory boosted their morale and established their military prowess. The Battle of Uhud a year later was a setback for the Muslims. They learned valuable lessons from this defeat. These lessons included the importance of discipline and obedience. In 627 CE, the Meccans besieged Medina. The Muslims dug a trench around the city. This clever tactic forced the Meccans to retreat. This event, known as the Battle of the Trench, demonstrated the Muslims' strategic thinking. In 630 CE, Muhammad returned to Mecca with a large number of his followers. This moment was a culmination of years of struggle, perseverance, and unwavering faith. The Meccans, realizing the futility of resistance, surrendered peacefully. They saw the strength and unity of Muhammad's followers and chose to avoid further conflict. Muhammad entered the city triumphantly. His entry was not marked by vengeance but by a spirit of reconciliation and mercy. He destroyed the idols inside the Kaaba, rededicating it to the worship of the one true God. This act symbolized the purification of the sacred site and the establishment of monotheism. This event marked a turning point in Islamic history. It was a moment of profound significance, heralding a new era for the followers of Islam. It signified the triumph of Islam in Arabia. The message of Islam began to spread far and wide, reaching new communities and regions. 2 years after the conquest of Mecca, Muhammad performed his farewell pilgrimage. This pilgrimage was a significant event, drawing thousands of followers. He delivered his final sermon. In this sermon, he laid down the principles that would guide his followers for generations to come. In this sermon, he emphasized the importance of unity, compassion, and justice. He called upon his followers to uphold these values in their daily lives. He reminded his followers that all Muslims are equal. Regardless of their race, ethnicity, or social status, they were all brothers and sisters in faith. He left them with a message of peace and guidance. His words continue to resonate with Muslims around the world. Muhammad died in Medina in 632 CE, at the age of 63. His passing was a moment of great sorrow for his followers. He left behind a legacy that continues to inspire millions around the world. His teachings and actions have left an indelible mark on history. He is revered by Muslims as the final prophet of God. His life serves as a model of piety, humility, and devotion. His teachings form the basis of Islamic belief and practice. They guide the daily lives of Muslims, shaping their values and actions. His message of peace, justice, and submission to the divine will continues to resonate with people of all faiths. It transcends boundaries and speaks to the universal human spirit. His life and teachings serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration. They remind us of the potential for goodness and righteousness in every individual. They remind us of the transformative power of faith, compassion, and perseverance. His legacy continues to inspire and guide countless individuals across the globe.